Finding a new project is always exciting. We found ourselves out in Moronga Desert that we searched for about 6 months for one of our first projects for auto owners, and found ourselves what we're about to see as this beautiful 41 GMC. So I've been on the road for about 2 hours now, and want to give you a sneak peek of what will begin as one of the first projects that we're going to introduce into Wrenched and a number of other programs within auto owners. But once again, this is just to have a good time and capture videos of the progress of taking a beautiful piece of American iron and getting it back on the road again. So we're actually working on the transaction now of getting this purchased. We're going to trailer it back on down to Orange County and start working on it. And we'll keep you posted as much as we can of each step that we take along the way to once again get this beauty here on the road and life back in it again. This actually worked, not sure exactly where it came from. We're actually picking it up from the second owner, but it worked hard. And I think as we explore into it, you will see the hard work this has put in years past. Currently, it's just been sitting out in the desert, collecting some dust, being utilized as some fun. But we are going to see what he can do. We'll find a name for it, and we'll keep you posted. As you can see now, it's beautiful interior, but all original. So lots of just raw steel and rust, as you can see, of the shifter and the emergency brake. Original upholstery is actually in fantastic conditions, as you can see. So we're going to decide along the way what we leave as is and what we restore. The gas tank itself is relocated to the back, as stainless steel. It used to be actually behind the seat, or we're actually trying to recover if it was under the seat. Currently, you'll see the actual battery was located back under the seat, which we're going to move that around also. So we're just going to show you in this first clip a lot of the components that we're going to work on over the next several months. And once again, we'll capture as much as we can for you. As you can see, the engine compartment has just looked like it's just been really worked on. We've done a little bit of a touch-up work, little lipstick on a pig there, but we are just seeing lots of potential issues that just need a full restoration. It needs some health and care. As we tested it, actually has been running fairly decent, but at this point, we've emptied all the fluids out and gotten ourselves, thank you for Duralast there, great tools that we've worked on this project. But as you can see, distributor we actually pulled out and dropped in just to make sure we can see the health of the engine before we start doing more mechanical and some cosmetic work to it. We want to see if teeth need to be pulled or bones need to be straightened before we get too far into it. So right now, actually what we're going to wind up doing is we're going to pull the new distributor back out. The old one we kept. The points were a little rusty, but we feel like we can restore the distributor, so we're not going to get rid of it. But this one we know will fire much better once we drop it back in place again and continue working on the project. Bear with us here. And then actually you'll wind up seeing that once we pull that back out again, we're going to work on wire brushing down the block. I'm just going to pull out this bolt here that we entered in place to put the new distributor in. And actually we're finding out some other issues just as we look underneath. We have some starter issues. We don't believe it's a starter itself, but pretty sure, and you'll see that later on in a couple other clips, we believe it's just a bad ground line. So it's not getting just enough kick to turn the flywheel and to turn it over again. But once again, the whole idea is we want to do a lot of investigative work. The goal is to keep as much as we can and not turn this into a custom. We want to restore it. We're going to leave a lot of the older components. We want it to look and feel like it's been worked. It's an old 41. So once again, let's wire brush a bit of it. You can tell we use tin foil, a lot of basic items. So again, this isn't a pro shop. We're using tools and materials that we figure if someone is at home wanting to do something similar, what are materials that they could use to cover things up for protection and not have to spend a tremendous amount of money covering things up or taking it to a pro shop, which you should do if you're not sure what you're doing. But once again, this is kind of an aspect of Wrenched, which is just to teach people the basics and use some of your common household products. So anyhow, we're going to take off these valve covers eventually, get new seals for them. We're going to strip them down. We're going to paint them, and we're going to do much more. So we'll keep you posted. Stay tuned as we try to do as best as we can, fly by step, as we complete the restoration, as we redo the exhaust, we drop the distributor back in. We're gonna do some tune-ups, and eventually we're gonna work on a little bit of body work. And once again, the goal is to get this 41 that we've now named Little Mule on the road and having some fun.